Hey guys, the section of violence here. We're gonna get right into these fights. The UFC event. Can't be more excited. What a more stacked event. Sorry, one sec. What a stacked event. Um, well, let's get right into it. So we have Juan Camilo Ronderos versus Clayton Carpenter. Now, Juan Camilo Ronderos, he isn't bad. He's he's all right. But what he does is he holds you against the fence, and that's it. Um, he beats guys who aren't that good. Let's see how Matthew Elliott's doing now. Yep, 4-2 record. Mama's boy. Yep. You know that Shelton win. You're like, damn, he beat Eric Shelton. Then you watch the fight. It's like, how do you win that fight? But like the rest of them, they're not that great of a win. So I can't really, judge them off these fights and tell his by his full potential. All I can tell is he's not that great, and he got beat up by David Dvorak. It made him look like he's a really good grappler when he's all right, but he's nothing like Clayton Carpenter. And I do think Clayton Carpenter is going to. Uh, I mean, depends if Comilla shows up game. I think he could get a decision win. I think he's gonna probably win a decision or a TKO. I don't see him submitting. Does Carpenter have a lot of submissions? I know he likes competing BJJ, but maybe he does get a submission. I don't know. He's a hard guy to predict. All I can tell is he should win this fight, and I don't know how he's gonna win this fight. He's so young in his career. He's 26 years old, training at the lab, great cardio, tough as nails. Um, Yeah, I have a lot of faith in Carpenter. I do believe he's going to win this fight quite convincingly. Um, yeah, and I'll predict him a TKO in late round one or the start of round two. Um, yeah, moving on. AJ Fletcher versus Themba Gorimbo. Themba Gorimbo is nothing special, very mediocre. Obviously he has that African power, but he doesn't really hasn't really shown it yet. And he's faced guys who aren't that good, and he's taken them to, decisions where he doesn't do much, just, holds them. Um, I do think AJ Fletcher has a good shot of winning this fight. Um, I do think he should win this fight either by unanimous decision or TKO. Fletcher's dangerous. He's a little bit apish, but he's also smart at the same time. I like watching him fight. He fights with Poirier, trains with Poirier, so he's good, but you know he hasn't had the best. He lost to Lusa, Samuelsberger. He needs this win, and I do think that win's gonna come here. Um, I just don't exactly know how. I'm gonna bank KO or decision, but yeah, he could submit him as well. He has a lot of submissions on his record. I just don't think they're over the best guys, so I'm gonna just trust in a decision or a KO. And if I could put a gun to my head, it would be decision. But yeah, I think AJ is going to win this fight quite dominantly. I just don't believe Themba Gorimbo is UFC level, and he'll get exposed here. Moving on. Felipe Lenz versus Oven St. Preux. Oven St. Preux, he is a defensive striker who, as years have gone by, have gotten more and more reserved. And I do feel like Felipe Lenz, I think he's found his groove as far as his blitzes and his striking does look clean. Although he does leave himself open and he is shitty. Um, but I don't know. I just think he's faced a tougher, I don't know what tougher, but like a tough task in Prachnio, and he put a high pace on Prachnio, gassed him out, and it doesn't take much to gas out Prue. I do think Felipe Lins should win this fight. I think he can win this fight by TKO or he can win this fight by decision. I'm gonna go by TKO in the second round. Again, I don't have faith in Peru. Maybe he shuts me up and gets another highlight real counter KO. But I just don't think Peru is has it anymore, and he's losing his aggression. And I don't think he's gonna do much. I think he's gonna retire soon. But yeah, let's go, Lens. I do think this is yours time to win here, and I think he beat Prachnio was his last fight, so this will be his second win in a row. This will be a good bounce. This will be a good second win for him. But yeah, next up we have Jamal Emmers versus Hussein Abasov. Hussein Abasov is undefeated. He is very good. Trains at Tiger Muay Thai, an American top team. He's beat guys who are decent, pretty good. The thing about him is he hasn't really faced anyone as good as Jamal Emmers. Jamal Emmers, I actually I picked him just because I didn't watch tape. But now that I've watched tape, I'm gonna have to go with Abasov just because he has a lot more tricks in my opinion. And I do think he doesn't only have round one finishes. I do think he has the ability to win this fight. Although he does worry me with some of the things he does, I do think he should be able to win this fight. Am I confident? No. But I do think he should win this fight. You don't just get to that record for nothing. Obviously, he didn't fight the greatest of guys, but he beat some good guys, and I do think he's gonna win this fight. Yeah. Moving on. We have yeah, I have Hussein by let's go unanimous decision. Moving on, we have Lena Lansberg versus Myra Bueno Silva. Now I hear a lot of people saying like, "Oh, Myra, she's not reliable. She pulls guard." It's like she won't need to pull guard in this situation. Sure, Lena's a little dangerous. Her elbows and stuff, but I don't think she's gonna do much to Bueno, especially with the mind games Myra plays. I just think Myra's just defensively sound. I do think she's just too good for this girl. I think she's gonna put on a clinic or she's gonna finish her by submission, one of the two. She's really good, and I think she's gonna win this fight. Um, I d- uh, I'm gonna go by. I'm gonna go by unanimous decision. That's what I'm gonna go by. Just because I can't trust her to finish. That's the only thing. She has a lot of decision wins. Like you taking Yanao Wu to a decision, I gotta believe you're gonna take Lena Landsberg to a decision. Let's go Buena Silva. Um, and yeah, that's probably my most confident predictions. Kind of how I feel about this card. Moving on, we have Nazim Sadykhov versus Evan Elder. Nazim Sadykhov is definitely a really, really good striker. Um, his grappling is even pretty good as well. I'd say his defensive wrestling is all right. I feel like that's gonna be where he's gonna lack the most, though. I feel like Evan Elder's gonna be looking to get those hips, training with guys at Killcliff. I do think Evan Elder is a dog, and I do think he can make this a good scrap. That's why I'm hesitant to put money on Sadikov, even though I do think he should win this fight. I can see a world where he gets stuck on his back for 3 rounds or two, and Elder wins a decision. That's why I worry a bit, and I do think um, I'm gonna watch a little more film before I make a full decision, but I am leading Sadykhov. I have him winning by either first round KO or unanimous decision. I just think he is really good, and I believe if he does stop the takedowns, it's gonna be a long night for Evan Elder. I think Sadykhov is a very educated striker, and yeah, I just to be fair though, I the guy he did fight, he should have had him out of there a while ago, but the guy was tough and tall, so who knows, man? Maybe Evan Elder eats all the shots like he did last fight against who did he fight? Preston Parsons. See, you're taking Preston Parsons to unanimous decision, and you're a grappler, and like he had some good scrambles himself. That's what worries me. But who knows? Maybe Sadykhov's grappling is that good, and we'll find out. But I'm gonna go with Sadykhov here. I do believe he's good. He's good, and I just believe he needs to get tested more, and uh, I think he'll keep growing as a fighter and eventually become really good. But yeah, let's go Nazim. I have him in this spot. Moving on, we have Jim Miller versus Alexander Hernandez. It's a fun fight. Hernandez is good, but the cardio isn't the greatest, but it will be better at his natural weight class. I do worry for him in this spot against a vet and Jim Miller, who has looked good against guys who do hit harder and who are, in my opinion, better prospects. But I don't know. I think Jim Miller has a really good shot of winning this fight. Um, I have a slight lean on Hernandez, but for the odds, I'm gonna have to take Miller as a bet. But I can understand why people are betting a lot on Hernandez. I just don't have faith in him, and Miller's been looking pretty good lately. But yeah, who knows? Miller's old, Hernandez is young. He slept Beneil Dariush. Maybe he can just do the same to Jim Miller. But anyways, I'm gonna do round one KO Hernandez if I'm doing it. I'll be I mean my luck it's probably not gonna happen, but I might as well try. And yeah, I got Jim Miller by let's go I don't know. Second round. Let's go split decision. I don't know. This is a weird fight to call. But yeah. Or no. I said I leaned to Hernandez. Yeah. I had Hernandez by this either unanimous decision or split decision, one of the two. And then next up we have Marcin Prachnio versus William Knight. I do think William Knight should be able to win this fight. I do worry with the power of the kicking game of Prachnio. I do think he can cause William Knight some problems, but the chin of him and the cardio of him, I do think William Knight's going to be able to capitalize. He's so explosive, and at 205, he should have, even if he misses weight, he should have a much better cardio. And he'll have much better explosivity, not being heavy at 250 at heavyweight. I think he should be able to win this fight, quite comfortably. But it really depends again what Marcin shows up. I do think Marcin will have a good first round, but it'll only get more downhill from there. And I think William Knight's athleticism is going to lead to maybe even a finish. He's not very technically sound, but he is good in some areas, really explosive. Um, yeah, I got William Knight here, and I'm gonna predict him to win by. I'm gonna go second or no, third round TKO. No, see, this is where it gets hard for me with these types of fights. I gotta go with William Knight by unanimous decision. And then, yeah, let's move on to the next fight. We have Josh Parisian versus Jamal Pogues. Now, Jamal Pogues, he's very quick, snappy with the jab, good striking, good hips, good takedown defense, good get-ups. And he has good confidence as well. The thing I worry about is somehow if Josh Parisian gets on top of him on full mount and gets the TKO win, because they're heavyweights. Maybe the ref stops it early. I don't know. I just know Pogues is not. He hasn't showed me much, especially in the Contender Series matchup. And I think this is going to be a good spot for him to show his skills. I have quite a big bet on Pogues. I do think he is going to be able to win this fight. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Jamal Pogues by. I have to go unanimous decision from what I saw last fight. But yeah, moving on. We have Zach Pauga taking on Jordan Wright. I like Jordan Wright for the first, I don't know, minute or 2 minutes, but after that, he just looks like he's drunk out there. It's just terrible. I think Jordan Wright's dangerous, but I don't know, he's not very good, and I don't think he belongs in the UFC. He's beaten some decent guys, Not really even, but I don't know. I think Jordan Wright is a bit of a can at this point, even though his records can fool you. I think Zach Pauga, depending how his weight cut goes, should be able to win this with ease. Just with his grappling and his cardio. I got Zach Pauga by, let's go second round TKO. Just gives Jordan Wright a chance to blow his load, so you can get the later finish. But yeah, I think Zach Pauga should win this fight. I'm decently confident in him. I don't know. That knockout to Usman was pretty big of a fluke knockout, but it is what it is. Knockout's a knockout. Let's go, Zach. Moving on, we have Jessica Andrade. This is our main event. We have Jessica Andrade versus Erin Blanchfield. I love this fight. Probably one of the most anticipated fights in the card for me. I do think Erin Blanchfield is going to win this fight just off the fact that Valentina Shevchenko had such an easy time with taking Andrade down, and she is, in my opinion, a quarter, if not half at best, the grappler that Blanchfield is. I think Blanchfield is going to expose Andrade on the ground, take that black belt and throw it on her coach's face. I do think Andrade is very dangerous on the feet and could KO her in the first round. But I don't trust Andrade after the performance she showed against Murphy. Sure, she landed a lot of good shots and Murphy's just really tough, but at the same time she got taken down by Murphy. And if you get taken down by Murphy, you're gonna get taken down by Blanchfield. And I just think Blanchfield should be able to get this fight down to the floor easily. Do believe she'll be able to get at that crucifix. She had a Molly McCann easily, especially with being the same body type frame. Even though Molly's not as jacked, I don't know. I feel like she's strong, and I don't know. I feel like Erin Blanchfield's gonna have a good time in this fight and win this fight dominantly. But yeah, let me give you guys my most confident predictions. Um, Number one is going to be Myra Bueno Silva. Number two is going to be Clayton Carpenter. Number three, AJ Fletcher. Number four, um, oh, this is hard. Number four, Jamal Pogues. Number five, I'm gonna have to go with um I'm I don't even know at this point. This is a hard one. The fifth one's a hard one. I'll have to go Nazim, but I'm not like totally sold. But yeah, this is gonna be an interesting card, guys. Not a lot of units are gonna be put on this card. There's not a lot of spots not much I can do with it. But we'll see. We'll see what we can find. It's gonna be a good week, guys. I'm sure of it. Um, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Until next time.